Let's continue with Jeff Johnston from American Hunter Magazine. Jeff, welcome to Cam & Company. Thank you for being with us, sir. How are you tonight?
Doing well, doing well. I haven't burned up anything tonight, testing guns and ammo.
Excellent.
Yeah, tell it before we get into it. Tell us, Jeff. Your gig. I mean, you guys at American Hunter. You have some. You do a lot of hard work, but you have a really fun job too. Tell us what you do on a day-to-day basis, and to give our listeners a view into a typical day of yours.
Well, I'm an editor at American Hunter Magazine, but one of my tasks includes doing a little blogging. And I've just noticed when I peruse websites and look at company claims, a lot of times I see stuff that just doesn't add up. So sort of in the spirit of Mythbusters, start a little blog called Bullshooters. And we're blowing holes in hunting lore and a lot of just things that people take as fact. For example, the other day I saw a shooting bag. You probably have a shooting bag, but it said it would float 12 boxes of 3-inch Magnum 12-gauge shells. Well, this is a fairly small bag, and I just called 1-800-Bullshooters on that thing. So you know what I did?
What?
Well, I rode out in the boat. I loaded 12 boxes of shells, and I tossed that thing overboard. You know what the bag did?
I have a feeling it didn't work as advertised.
I guess it's like an anchor, huh?
Well, I think you're going to have to check the blog list.
Fair enough.
Excellent.
Well, then, you'd say this is like Mythbusters. Why not do a show like this? Sounds like you got plenty of material.
The material is endless. Did you know there's 439 pellets on average in a Winchester extended range 3.5-inch turkey load?
I did not know that, sir.
And I bet you they weigh quite a bit.
They do. I weighed them. I can tell you those numbers.
Well, Jeff, you wrote an article about is the ISACS a sham? The International Small Arms Control Standards, according to you, not about banning guns, but about making them safer, says Hillary Clinton, New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg, George Soros, and other known gun banners.
Yeah,
wow.
I think if anyone in our audience hears those names together, first of all, they shudder and rock back and forth in a corner.
Right after they pull their car over to the side of the road.
But when you think about them controlling small arms, Jeff, there's probably something to be worried about here.
What's going on?
Well, first of all, I'm a gun nerd. I don't pretend to know a lot about the politics. I generally believe what my boss, Mr. LaPierre, and Chris Cox, and the good former UN ambassador to the United Nations, John Bolton, say about it. Mm-hmm. But I know a lot of people that maybe are neutral on the issue probably don't believe the NRA because they know that we're biased. We do love guns. However, SAMI, which is the Sporting Arms and Ammunition Manufacturers Institute, has been the gold standards of firearm safety since 1926. Mm-hmm. Now, I was perusing their website because, of course, I was looking for internal chamber pressure maximums for a .284 Wildcat cartridge.
Of course. Who isn't these days?
Yeah, every day I do, yeah.
But something very interesting caught my eye, and that on the front page was a letter from SAMI's managing director, Richard Patterson. This letter was dated March 21st of this year, so just a couple months ago. And it was, he was telling the reasons that SAMI was going to have to remove itself from the ISACS committee so it could keep its good name. He cited reasons such as, quote, unsubstantiated assumptions, agendas, and biases. And I just thought that was very telling that of this group's agenda. I mean, if you can't believe us, which, NRA is the authority on this matter, but take a neutral group like SAMI who does nothing but ensure that there's some type of safety standards in guns, so those guns and ammo that you shoot every day doesn't literally blow up in your face.
Right.
If you can't believe them, who could you believe? After all, ISACS was the ones that invited SAMI into this to try to set some standards. But of course, SAMI said that 65% of all their input from the expert reference group was simply ignored. And the answers they would get a lot of times from that committee would be, quote, we don't like the idea. And they would just move on. So SAMI, to keep its good, neutral, pristine name, was forced to withdraw, and I just felt like that was very telling.
So Sammy is definitely down the middle, like you said. They do standards. They do it's like your standards and practices. They keep track of the numbers and the stats and everything you need. They have absolutely not a political agenda whatsoever. So they're seeing one in this group that invited them. So they took themselves out of it to lose any taint of an agenda. Is what you're saying here.
That's correct, and SAMI is a technical organization. They know statistics. They do a lot of absolutely physics-based testing, but they're also, they just know a lot about safety as far as transportation, what guns are safe. If a gun comes in that's imported, that doesn't meet their standards, they let people know. So yes, they're across the board just a very technical organization, and they thought that they were brought in to actually help create safety standards that might make somebody more safe. I mean, who isn't for making people more safe? But very quickly they saw the agenda of this organization and they wanted out.
All right, so Jeff, then if Sammy's not part of this anymore, and in your blog you say you literally trust Sammy with your life nearly every day. Where will the standards and the things that will save other people's lives come from? What will ISACS? Where will they turn to? Do we even know that, or is this to be a concern?
Well, rest assured that the standards that we need to know that actually involve guns, pressures, cartridges, a standardization. Can you put a 130-06 shell from one manufacturer? Can you put that in another person's gun? Will that be safe? Those types of things. Don't worry, Sammy is going to continue to do those. But basically, can we trust ISACS? No. I mean, heck no. What do you think?
It doesn't sound like it. And especially, because John, here at NRA News, Ginny Simone, she's always up at the UN and always talking about the small arms. You get the treaty, discussing the treaty this summer. She'll be up covering for a week.
Yeah, it's coming up again in July. Big stuff with that.
Yeah, the arms trade treaty. So this is definitely something else. And anytime I see Hillary Clinton, Michael Bloomberg, and George Soros, I have reasons for concern there, Jeff.
Yeah. So thanks for bringing this to our attention, man. We'll continue to follow us and let us know when you got some more stuff like this coming down the pipe, man.
Okay. Curiously, I didn't see it in any national news, and I
and you
certainly didn't report it. But
yes. And you won't, Jeff. You won't.
Thanks for your time. Hey, did you guys know that Illinois recommends vomit as rape deterrent? Check it out. It's on their state website.
Hold on, Johnny. Grab one right there. Grab a tongue depressor.
A tongue depressor. Hold on.
We actually have the tongue depressors. The Illinois State Police hand out. John, read the tongue depressor.
49 states have a right to carry law. Illinois does not. Support right to carry in Illinois. IllinoisCarry.com, and it says right here, Illinois State Police recommend women gag themselves and vomit in case of attack.
We had the tongue depressors.
There it is,
we
right
have them
there.
on standby there, Jeff. So we're with you.
Thank you, Jeff.